Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm planning to take you through some of our thoughts on a topic called a practical approach to build sustainable cities. And this is based on our experience of doing it in different parts of the world. I must tell you that our approach involves connecting science, art, emotion, and technology. We are actually doing a lot of interesting projects in different parts of the world, and if I have to categorize them in different categories, I would say that we are working on projects, which is about how do you build sustainable cities for the people. We are working on the subject of how do you address the problem of energy, both renewable, non-renewable, connectivity, so on and so forth. And we are doing a lot of research in the area of personalized healthcare and security. And the fourth being in the context of facilities, manufacturing facilities, and how do you attract investment in these areas. And finally, how do you make education and research more innovative. Now, I'd like to share with you a couple of examples and take you through one of them in detail. Right now, we are doing a project in United States where we are talking about when a patient will go to a doctor is going to scan the heart and create a digital heart, and he will do diagnosis of the problem in the digital model of the heart. You could even cut it and smash it, open it to understand the problem, and you do the intervention in the digital heart to understand the impact that you're going to have in the physical heart. And if you look at left side, recently one of the companies called Akka built an electric autonomous vehicle which was displayed in the last auto exhibition, which was designed and built on the cloud. And you had people sitting, teams sitting in different parts of the world, in Germany and France. You also find, probably more than 20 years back, our company built the first digital aircraft. And we have been actually working with many scientists on how do we address some of the problems related to sustainable cities, and how can you really make the life of mankind and the planet more sustainable. And 2012, 2013, and 2014, 3 consecutive years, we had Nobel laureates who have worked on our application. Now, I want to share with you that we are doing a project right now in the city of Singapore, and I recently had the opportunity to take an update on the progress. It's a very exciting project where we are creating a digital Singapore, a virtual Singapore, where you will be superimposing the various subsystems like traffic, like security, like healthcare, water management system, and education system, and so on and so forth. And it's very interesting because this is a project where you can actually understand the benefit that cities can have if you are able to create a virtual city. And it can be an existing city, you create a virtual model, and you do various scenario analysis, various interventions that you want to do, various changes that you want to do. You understand the impact, not what is going to be the impact next 2-3 years, but what is going to be the impact probably next 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and 100 years. And when you build a structure like this, maybe for an existing city, or maybe a satellite city, or an absolutely green city. Imagine if you're able to see your city, what you see above the ground, and what you see below the surface. After all, a city is mother of several subsystems. We are building model where you can actually simulate and create the mathematical model of the city. And you can see, you can understand the behavior of the city and the impact on the city of various changes that you make, how your decision is going to impact the pollution of the city, how your decision is going to impact the traffic in the city, how your decision is going to impact as far as the space of the city is concerned. Friends, I wanted to share with you that this virtual Singapore project that we are doing, it is revolutionizing the way cities are developed and managed, including water system, energy system, waste management system, transportation system, construction, security, and also the impact on the city of a natural calamity or a man-made disaster. And I think it's very, very interesting. I wanted to share with you that the vision of this project was how do you make Singapore as a vibrant international science and technology hub. And there are 4 stakeholders in this project. One, obviously, are the citizens and residents of Singapore. And we're talking about how do you leverage technology for co-creation. As earlier the chairman of the session was talking about, that you got to involve citizens. And you got to actually capture the ideas of how can you do innovation in your city by involving citizens, co-creation. Well, the second stakeholder are the government officials. How do you improve service delivery? What is the impact of a policy that is going to happen on your city? Understanding that in advance before implementing it. The third being the business. How do you attract investors to your city? How do you make doing business really easy in your city? How do you ensure that doing business does not create environmental problem in your city? And finally, the academic institutions, research institutions, how they can leverage such platform for modeling and simulation. Just to sum up, we are talking about combining science, art, emotion, and technology in the context of building as sustainable cities. Now, people generally, exclude the science part of it when you talk about smart city. And we believe if you want to build really a sustainable city for the citizen, you cannot ignore the science part of it. Like you're building, several tall buildings in your city. What is going to happen to those buildings if you have an earthquake? We talk about how can you leverage our platform to understand the impact of an earthquake, the impact of a tsunami, right? And trust me, these models are very accurate. These are multi-physics simulation models. You are building a bridge, you can actually do what is known as modal dynamic analysis. When you are building a bridge, you can actually do moving load analysis. I wanted to share with you that in many parts of the world today, you see tsunamis happening, earthquake happening. You can study in our platform the impact of such calamities. More interestingly, I wanted you to understand that in the context of security, we talk about using our platform in predicting when are you likely to have a terrorist attack, when, who, where, how, the attack is going to happen. And this involves a lot of scientific model, including use of fuzzy logic, because a terrorist would never come and tell you when is he or she going to do the attack. Just to sum up the thoughts that I had, we believe the first you got to treat city as a mother of many subsystems. That's number one. The first step got to be that you got to create virtual model of a city. It could be an existing city, it could be a satellite city, or it could be development of an absolutely new city. You got to make changes in the virtual city and understand the impact of various decisions prior to implementing them in the physical city. And I would like to share with you that we believe that virtual city would not only expand the physical city, but would improve the life of citizens in the physical city. Sustainable city involves connecting science, art, technology, and emotion. Thank you. By the way, I wanted to share with you that, our company was at Davos in the World Economic Forum, was declared as the most sustainable and innovative companies of the world. It was ranked #1 among the technology and science players, and #2 among all corporate. Thank you.